Hello and welcome. In today's exciting episode, I will be beading this jacket to within an inch of its life. First, there's a layer of bugle beads, and then there's all these smaller medium pastel beads. So let us begin. It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket. So here we are with the jacket that I am just about to bead, and in the background here we have the jacket that I did last beading episode, and it's the same tweed. It's a Linton Tweed with lots of different colourful threads and yarns through it. And yeah, in the last beading episode I covered this back jacket in orange, apricot, lemon and yellow beads, smallish to medium size ones, and that one also has a handmade fringe on it. And yeah, so in this front one here, it actually has pastel tweed as the inside lining, on the inside lining. So I thought, well, I've already done bugle beads on it, but what I thought was I would actually add yet more beads to it and make it sort of more pastel-y in complexion. So yeah, and because I really like the bugle beads, and I thought that might be enough, but it's not really very heavy, and I like to have a little bit of weight to the jacket because they just sit on the body so much better. So yeah, I mean, it is beautiful the way it is, and it's sort of ready to be finished. But yeah, this is just the tweed, and then this is a close-up of it with the bugle beads on it. So I really, really love the look. But yeah, after doing the orange one, I kind of want to go a bit extra on this third one. So this is the first one I made, and I actually did this one years and years ago when I first got the tweed. As you can see, the browns and the sort of brick colour go a vertical on this one, and the lines are horizontal on the orange one and the bugle bead one, the one I'm doing now. So I'm not sure what I prefer, but I do like that they're all different. So yeah, so this is the original one, and it's got orange silk lining, and I love it with the teal beading. It's quite a time capsule. And then there's the orange one there. So yeah, now this one, it's got a bugle bead, and yeah, so I'm looking for pastel beads, and I do have these beads. I've sort of split them up into 3 different packets. Used to be one big one, and I was going to do a beaded trim on this sort of aqua sort of pastel one here. But the thing is, I'm sort of overdoing beaded trims now. So I can't really use the big beads in a beaded trim on in a embellishment for this one. But I do like the idea of doing all these transparent ones, because these are the other sort of pastel aqua tweeds that I have, which I've already made up into jackets. There's the Chanel tweed, which is, this is one of my absolute all-time favorite tweeds. I could just look at this tweed all day. And then we have the Linton Tweed on the two on the left are Linton Tweeds. This one is a Linton Tweed from about 10 or 12 years ago, and I love how three-dimensional it is. It's absolutely gorgeous. Obviously, ones like this are a nightmare to work with, but once they're made, I love it. And the beading was kind of inspired by that Dolce & Gabbana collection from, gosh, I can't remember how long ago, where they had the big chunky gold embellishments, sort of beaded trims. So yeah, and I also absolutely love that tweed. So yeah, with this one, I'm thinking I'll do something much lighter looking, but still with weight to it. So that's why I've sort of fallen on the idea of using up just all those transparent ones in sort of lime green and apple green, which leaves all these small to medium ones here in the aqua green blue colours. So I thought I'd use them and put one in each square on the bugle bead one. So yeah, and I also thought that I'd add a little more pastel into the mix, because this particular mix of colours, all these aquas with these sort of very pastel-y beads, it just reminds me so much of Monet's water lilies, and yeah, I just love it. Can't get enough of this combination. Honestly, no photo can ever do justice to the Monet water lily paintings. The first one I ever saw was in the Museum of Modern Art in New York City, but yeah, the best ones are in Paris, so yeah, go there. After the pandemic, of course. But anyway, back to the beading for this episode. It is well and truly time to start getting some more of this beading done. Doing this bugle bead, the bugle bead layer, took so long. But yeah, I did it a few months ago, so the pain of just how much time I've already invested in this piece is sort of, it's evaporated, sort of. So yeah, I'm ready to do another layer of beading on this. It's lucky the orange one turned out so well, and that's kind of the main reason why I want to go full on in this one and add all the pastel to it. So here we are. Once again, I have started on the back just because, you don't want any starting hiccups to be too obvious. So this is what the back looks like, and it's very Monet water lilies in my opinion, just color palette wise, and I do love it. There are a few sort of largish medium beads and I don't like them, so I'm going to pull them out and keep them for something else. But I shall, as you can see, I still have all the front to go, so I will keep going. And once I've done at least half the front, we'll be able to do a comparison. So here we go. On the back, some of the arms and this full one side is done. I seriously don't know my left from my right. The right side is done. The left side is just yet to be beaded, so it's just got the bugle beads obviously, and this is a comparison between the sort of orangey one, and as you can see, when you see beside the orange one, you can see how greeny aqua the new beading is, but it's too sort of subtle to just pick it up if you don't have that cue beside it. But yeah, I love it. I actually love the subtlety of it. So yeah, if you've seen the Monet paintings, you'll know that in reproductions, they're just sort of, whatever, kind of a bit elevator music-y. But when you see them in real life, they've just got the colours, got this vibrance and violence to it. It's just, they're just so beautiful. And that's what I'm trying to capture when I always use these pastels. So anyway, so this is what they look like. And just as a reminder, this is what the original Linton Tweed looked like. It's kind of hard to, this is a photo of the actual tweed. So yeah, it has had a lot done to it, but because it's been in such subtle layers, I feel like it, I really love the outcome. I think if you didn't know what you were looking at, you would just think it was just sort of boring elevator music. And so, yeah, I feel like I'm capturing the essence of the Monet feel, as it were. So anyway, I have to go finish the beading now. Oh, before, when I was talking about the aqua oceanic tweeds, I forgot to mention that I also, out of that 3D Linton tweed in aqua, that I had enough to make a cropped waistcoat. And yeah, so now I've got all these jackets out for this episode. It's ridiculous. And this is how I store my jackets, and it's an absolute nightmare. It was okay, sort of manageable when there were only 50 of them, but this year I made another 20 or so, and obviously in the second half of the year I'll probably make another 20. So yeah, I've got to find a better way of storing them. I think I'll do another sort of mini KonMari and or reorganize them again and maybe put them in boxes in color order. That way they'll be easy to find because they're all in a storage area at the moment. And yeah, it's good to have them in the see-through boxes. But yeah, I just don't want to have to touch them because there's like 8 in a box generally. That's how many fit, 8 or 9. And yeah, there's some fragile ones that get their own box. But yeah, it's a lot. So yeah, I definitely have to reorganize them. Oh my gosh, dress ups! I was just looking at the rack of jackets and saw the skirts, and I was like, you know what? There's 3 of them, and one of them is kind of Monet-ish, and one of them would go with the orange one. It's not really orange, but I call it orange. And the teal would go with the blue. So yeah, I decided to dress up the mannequins, and they look adorable. Okay, I really have to go finish this jacket. What feels like years and years later, and here we are. I have finished the jacket to the point where I can now attach the lining. So I've got this lovely pastel silk for the lining, and I will attach that now. And there we have the completed jacket, almost. I just have to finish the beading around the edges. So I machined the lining and the outer jacket together, then hand did the top stitching. Now it is time to finish the bugle beads, and after that's done, then I have to add the pastel beads. And now it is done. That actually took a lot longer than I thought it would. I forgot how painful it is to do the bugle beads. And yeah, I had to fish around in there to find the right ones. So yeah, I've got a lot of cleaning up to do after this episode because I've also got all those aqua pastel jackets out and these ones as well. So yeah, as you can see, I finished it at night and I was just so excited. But I also wanted to see because the jackets look completely different at night, like when you go out to the theatre or to an event or dinner, whatever, compared to during the day when you see them in sunlight. So yeah, I always like to sort of photograph them in both situations because they just look so completely different, especially when you've got a significant percentage of transparent beads because they sort of really lose their light and they become a much darker colour when you are seeing them in an artificial sort of night situation. But yeah, I really love them. The orange one actually looks really, really orange at night. And I'd say the one I just did, the Monet one, it really does, you can see how green it is at night. So I like that about it. But they also look absolutely gorgeous during the day. But yeah, I'm really thrilled with the way these turned out. So thank you for watching and go bead some jackets.